oil is not more important than water. You remember the Keystone Pipeline, right? Thanks to environmental activism and grassroots awareness campaigning, America said no to the Keystone Pipeline. They said no so loudly that Washington actually listened. Well, America needs to loudly say no to another pipeline. It's called the Dakota Access Pipeline. The Dakota Access Pipeline goes through North Dakota, South Dakota, Iowa, and Illinois. The $3.8 billion pipeline threatens those states' drinking water and ground aquifers. An American Indian tribe has succeeded in getting a federal judge granting a temporary stop of construction on some portions of the Dakota Access Pipeline. Emphasis on temporary. Temporary. Energy Transfer Partners Corporation, with jurisdiction given by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, is building on Indian sacred sites and burial lands. Always nice to see our government working so hard for corporations. So protests by the Standing Rock Sioux tribe were greeted by mercenary security forces with pepper spraying and attack dogs. You think I'm kidding? That's really what happened. People were out there peacefully protesting, and private security hired by the friggin' oil company showed up with dogs. And there's children.
We got children here! Water is life! Water is life! Water is life! Get out of here! Water is life!
So that's what happened. That's nice, isn't it? Remember when Donald Trump said we should just go in and take the oil? Well, that's what we're doing right here in our own goddamn country. The local police forces stood back and watched the violence against Native American protesters because they, quote, determined it was not safe for them to respond. But North Dakota authorities are planning on prosecuting Green Party presidential candidate Dr. Jill Stein for trespassing and vandalism because she spray painted one of their machines. Jill Stein is clear in her opposition to the pipeline. Bernie Sanders introduced legislation to stop this pipeline. Where's the Democratic Party nominee Hillary Clinton on this? Hillary Clinton has taken more money from the oil and gas industry this election season than anybody. Hillary's super PACs have received close to $7 million from the fossil fuel industry, and Big Oil is giving more than twice as much to Hillary as they are to the candidate who says climate change is a hoax perpetrated by the Chinese. It's amazing Trump could see that hoax behind all that smog. Oil companies like Exxon back the candidate who'll do the most good for Exxon, and this election, they think it's Hillary Clinton. The Dakota Pipeline is a multi-billion-dollar operation backed by the investing of Goldman Sachs, J.P. Morgan, Morgan Stanley, and Citibank. In other words, all of Hillary Clinton's donors. The Dakota Pipeline protest is an opportunity for Hillary Clinton. Some Hillary supporters argue she's so corrupt that she's incorruptible. They say Hillary is so quid she doesn't have the quo. Right now, she could show she's capable of being a leader instead of just being a politician. Right now, she could prove she's not bought. She could prove she wants to fight for the environment instead of corporations. She could prove she would fight for the minority community without political capital. She could prove she's willing to fight for once for working families instead of herself and the 1%. Hillary Clinton was a senator of a state that outlawed fracking, and Hillary is still for fracking. On the social issues, Hillary will flip-flop, but when it comes to the money, Hillary is steady. If Hillary Clinton continues to do the bidding of the fossil fuel industry, we're all going to end up as fossils. And let me say this, I'm here with Ron Placone. Ron, do you know on Hillary Clinton's website, this is what it says on her website. On Hillary Clinton, she says, protect tribal assets and resources and resolve longstanding disputes. If you come down, it says Hillary will work to continue with tribes to settle litigation over breach of trust and mismanagement claims over trust assets. She's going to work with them. She's saying this. This is what it says on her website. She also says, and Hillary will continue to stand for tribal sovereignty and in support of tribal resources and sacred sites. Except she's not doing that. Except because that's exactly what this is. They said no to the TPP, and what is the oil company? Oh, we're just going to go around it. We'll build over this. So Hillary is not standing with it. And in fact, the court decision came down today against the natives and in favor of the oil company. But then something else happened today. The United States Department of Justice, in a joint statement from the Department of Justice, the Department of the Army, and the Department of the Interior regarding Standing Rock Sioux Tribe versus the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. And this is what they said. This is today. We appreciate the district court's opinion because the district court said Indians get out of here, natives get out of here, and the oil companies
they told
coming
them to
in.
get lost, yeah.
Oil companies, this is what we're doing. I know we have treaties. I know this is your sovereign land, and I know that the Democratic nominee has promised to defend your sovereign land, but screw you. She's not defending you, and we're taking it over. And that's what the court said. But now get this. So this is a joint statement. We appreciate the district court's opinion on the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers' compliance with the National Historic Preservation Act. However, important issues raised by the Standing Rock Sioux Tribe and other tribal nations and their members regarding the Dakota Access Pipeline specifically and pipeline-related decisions making generally remain. There's a little more to this. Therefore, the Department of the Army, the Department of Justice, and the Department of the Interior will take the following steps. The Army will not authorize construction of the Dakota Access Pipeline on Corps land bordering or under Lake, I don't know how to say that.
Ohi? That's my guess.
Until it can determine whether it will need to reconsider any of its previous decisions regarding the Lake Ohi site under the National Environment Policy Act or other federal laws. Therefore, and this is the important part, construction of the pipeline on Army Corps land bordering or under Lake Ohi will not go forward at this time. The Army will move expeditiously to make this determination as everyone involved, including the pipeline company and its workers, deserve a clear and timely resolution. In the interim, we request that the pipeline company voluntarily pause all construction activity within 20 miles east or west of the lake. Here's what I think is going to happen. Hillary Clinton, by the way, is in bed with the people who want to do this, right? All the oil companies.
And even Obama's response was pretty disappointing.
Yeah.
If you heard what he had to say.
No, what did he say?
Well, he pretty much just, when asked about it, and this was like right after that happened, like the footage we played, we may not have ever had that if it hadn't been for Amy Goodman and Democracy Now! Being there. I mean, they filmed that stuff. It went viral. So, I mean, shout out to them.
Yeah, shout out. I'm sorry. Yes, I should have mentioned.
And that's the first time I got to see it. I heard it on their podcast a couple times this week. That's the first time I got to see it. It's hard to watch.
It's tough to watch.
Really
that little
tough to
girl
watch.
getting bitten by, and those asshole private security guys sicking dogs on unarmed people who are peacefully protesting over water.
I have a problem when you use animals for that in the first place. I mean, I have a problem with that to begin with, and then seeing it is just painful.
That's what's from the civil rights marches, right? Remember when they sick the dogs on them, Bull Connor?
Yeah.
That's why I'm a dog person, but I got to say I have a real soft spot for cats because
you can't
cats won't work for the cops.
No. Cops, or excuse me, cats don't bend to the man. But no, and then when Obama was he just said, well, I don't know about this particular issue. And this was after those violent things had happened. He was like, well, I don't know about this thing. And I thought at least like Obama was against Keystone XL, like he was good on that. So I thought he would be, stay consistent there. But he kind of just, well, I don't know about this one.
Here's what's going to happen. As soon as the election is over, this is going to happen. As soon as the election is over, they're going to go, hey, we looked into it. Turns out we're going to go ahead with the pipeline.
That's what I'm scared of, too.
I'm telling you,
I'm
that's
scared
what's
this is
gonna
just a
happen.
temporary Band-Aid.
That's exactly what that is. They were all hoping Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama and the DNC, they were all hoping the court maybe would say no right now, or maybe, who knows? But this is going to happen, and it's going to happen after the election. And where is Hillary Clinton? Be nowhere. Nowhere. And there was nowhere on the violence of peaceful protesters. In America, we crack the heads of peaceful protesters. Occupy Wall Street, we crack the heads of peaceful protesters from coast to coast. We don't respect free speech in America. That is all lip service. We don't respect freedom or liberty in America anymore. That is also lip service, because right now the government can lock you up indefinitely without charging you.
That's absolutely right, Jimmy. That's why those people were pepper sprayed like they were just a bunch of unarmed, peaceful college kids. They were just staying consistent.
Yeah, we pepper spray unarmed, peaceful college kids protesting higher tuition. We go, this chemical spray them, put some chemicals on them. So this, anyway, this is positive in a sense, I guess. I'm a cynic, so pardon me for being cynical, but I think this is totally a political move. They want this to get off the plate. They don't want it to hamper Hillary Clinton. And as soon as she gets elected, this is going to happen.
Here's a PSA here, and this goes for the Dakota Access Pipeline and the TPP. When it is a piece of legislation that is so dangerous and so lousy that politicians don't want to have to deal with it until after an election because they don't want it to hurt their chances of winning, that means it's something really bad,
Really
America.
bad.
It's really not okay.